To compare decimals, the first thing you do is look at the whole numbers. On number 9 here, we look at the whole numbers. Both of the whole numbers are 5. If both of the whole numbers are the same, you have to look at the decimal places. Now, if the numbers have a different number of decimal places, you need to make them both have the same number of decimal places. So 5 and 23 hundredths has 2 decimal places. 5 and 6 tenths only has 1. So we need to make them both have 2 decimal places. So 5 and 6 tenths, we're going to add a 0 onto the end of it to make it 5 and 60 hundredths. 5 and 60 hundredths is equal to 5 and 6 tenths. Then 5 and 23 hundredths I keep the same. So the whole numbers are both the same, so those are both equal. And then I look at the decimal places. In the decimal places, this one says 60 and this one says 23. 60 is bigger than 23, so 5 and 60 hundredths is bigger than 5 and 23 hundredths, so 5 and 6 tenths is bigger than 5 and 23 hundredths. Down to this one here, 6 and 3 tenths compared to 6 and 16 hundredths. We compare the whole numbers, they're both the same. We look at the decimals. This one has more decimal places than this one, so to make it easy to compare, I make them both have the same number of decimal places. So I add a 0 behind the 3 and 6 and 3 tenths to make it 6 and 30 hundredths, and I compare that to 6 and 16 hundredths. 30 is larger than 16, so 6 and 3 tenths is larger than 6 and 16 hundredths. This one down here, 6 and 64 hundredths compared to 6 and 2 tenths. Both whole numbers are the same. This one has 2 decimal places, this one only has 1, so I want to make sure they both have the same amount of decimal places. So I make the 6 and 2 tenths, I turn that into 6 and 20 hundredths, which is equal to 6 and 2 tenths. And 64 is larger than 20, so 6 and 64 hundredths is larger than 6 and 2 tenths.